Alright, let's see what this is.
Hey there, gamers.
I saw this in my feed this morning when I was browsing. Let's see.
DreamCast guy here. Today we're talking about a new big leak that came out this morning from the hacker Lance McDonald. He was going through the code of the newest PlayStation update, and apparently the PS4 and the PS5 are now always online.
Wait, what'd this say? Been rolled out on all PS4 and PS5 digital games. That's... who the fuck cares? That's not even a big deal. Why does that matter?
An update, and apparently the PS4 and the PS5 are now always online. The way this basically works is that whenever you buy a game, it creates a digital key inside your system. Now, typically this just sits there. It basically says, hey, here's a license that says I bought a brand new copy of Balan Wonderworld. Well, with the newest update, there's now a countdown timer attached to your license. Essentially, if you're not perpetually connected to the internet, at least every couple weeks, it will literally brick your system.
Oh my god. I hope you can get your internet back after an entire fucking month, man. I mean, unless you live in Zimbabwe or somewhere like that, I don't really see how connecting to the internet once every 30 days would be a problem.
Every game you own, every back purchase, every online connectivity, every update, it literally makes it where if your system is not just checking the giant hive mind...
Wait, hold on a second. Let's listen to this again.
Every game you own, every back purchase, every online connectivity, every update, it literally...
Every online connectivity. Yes, Dreamcast guy, you do need to connect to the internet in order to have online connectivity. Just thought we would clear that up.
Makes it where if your system is not just checking the giant hive mind, it says maybe they don't get to play it. Now, people are instantly very pissed about this, and I think a lot of it comes down to the fact that people are getting nervous about the idea of future-proofing, that it is where that you can buy a console and buy hundreds of games for it, and even buy, like, physical games for it. But if these things require, like, weird, stupid online checks...
Just a reminder, there's not a single console that's released from Microsoft, Sony, or Nintendo that no longer allows you to download your previously purchased digital games. I just want to throw that out there. Going all the way back to the original Wii, you can still go back and download the purchases that you made on the Wii eShop. So, this is a non-issue for pretty much every single major console manufacturer.
These systems, when the servers eventually go down, it goes bricked. Or say you live in an area that doesn't have the best internet connection and you buy...
You live in an area that doesn't have the best internet connection. First of all, why would you be buying digital games? Second of all, you're not going to get internet once in a 30-day period? Like, my guy. This is a non-issue for the developed world. Again, maybe if you live in the middle of Bumfuckistan, maybe it's an issue, but again, why would you be buying digital games if you don't have, you know, consistent internet anyway, because you wouldn't be able to download them?
Games. Sorry, no internet, no gaming. Now, let's take a look at this because people are so mad. I've seen a couple people say like they can't believe this is real. And let's just take a look at the evidence together. Hi, hope you're having a great day. If you could, please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. I just woke up 45 seconds ago, so if I seem slightly tired, well, it's because I haven't had 9 or 10 Red Bulls yet. But here is the evidence. So this is Lance McDonald. Lance McDonald's actually a fantastic hacker. This guy is literally, this is the dude who made the Bloodborne 60 FPS patch. This is the dude who literally has jailbroken PlayStation 4's PlayStation 5's. This dude is like... fantastic. This dude is an actual, like, when it comes to just checking out the inner workings of the PlayStation system, this is the dude. He also does live streaming. I watch his live streams quite a bit where he just sort of digs through and does digital backup stuff, but look at this. Hugely terrible DRM has now been rolled out for all PS4 and PS5 digital games. Every digital game you buy now requires an online check-in every 30 days. If you buy a digital game and don't connect your console to the internet for 30 days, your license will be removed. Now, when you first hear that, it like almost kind of makes sense of, yeah, okay, I buy something, it's got to check that it exists. Other systems do this as well, like for the Nintendo Switch, they require an online check-in every 2 weeks for their specifically like subscription model stuff, like the Nintendo Switch retro games that are part of like the Nintendo Switch Online service. That requires a check-in every 2 weeks. But this to me seems a bit odd, because what if I do just want to play something offline? Other systems work.
Are you going to play it offline for an entire month?
And part of my concern about this is lately I've been playing a lot of PlayStation 3, and I love my PlayStation 3. I decided to just fill it with a ton of PS1 games. I went to the original PlayStation 3 store, I downloaded a ton of freaking games on there, and it is weird to think about. Okay, so if they shut off those servers, does that mean that in 30 days my console would break? If this code, like, sort of...
Didn't he literally just read that this is for PS4 and PS5? And now he's asking if his PS3... and...
extrapolating out. Is it weird where this system eventually... Oh, sorry, we don't have the servers. Everything has this countdown self-breaking code. I don't like the idea that the games I bought...
Again, just a friendly reminder. There is not a singular video game platform from either Nintendo, Sony, or Microsoft that sold digital games that is no longer available to download your stuff. Going back as far as the Wii, you can still go and download your shit from the digital store. This is like, again, it's fear-mongering with zero precedent to back up any concern. Most likely Sony will allow you to keep downloading your stuff. You may not be able to buy more stuff in the future, but you will most likely still be able to download it.
The games I spent thousands and thousands of dollars on have this secret ticking time bomb. But look at this. Games you bought in the past seem to not have this issue, but any games you buy from now on will only work for 30 days without an online check-in. This cannot be avoided by using the Activate console as primary. All digital games now die after 30 days. Crazy number of people in replies who have absolutely no idea how PSN licensing works, just erratically guessing that, oh, it's just something where you got to make it a primary, or this is misinformation debunked online months ago. Muting notifications, these morons can eat themselves. Now, I just want to be super clear. Lance McDonald, this dude literally breaks into the code of the internet. Like, he breaks into the actual code of not...
The code of the internet. Man...
just games, but the console itself. So if he's saying this, you could say maybe this never activates. Maybe it's just sort of like backup self-destruct code that sometimes exists in games, but you can't say this doesn't exist. Anybody that wants to try and claim, oh, this is just like hypothetical, Lance is literally looking at basically the coding time bombs. You can disagree with the conclusion, but it definitely actually exists. Now, Does It Play? Some people also feel weird about Does It Play. Does It Play is another great account that I really, really respect, where their whole thing is, can we play games in a less than digital future, right? Working to ensure games and hardware remain accessible now and always, testing commercial releases offline. Now, Does It Play does a great job of sort of seeing how weird it is, how much stuff relies on the internet, even if the disc is physical, even if you buy a real version. A lot of games straight up are fake at this point. Like, even the games themselves, when you put in your console, it's still just like a digital download. And some of the people are very against it, especially if you're buying like a $70 box and it's like a digital key. It's basically just buy it online or something, right? But here's the other thing. Potentially major DRM issue is rolled out to PlayStation and Xbox as well, allegedly. All new PSN purchases now have a 30-day validation, already investigating to find out more details. So I've seen a lot of people that are sort of trying to defend this, I guess. Look at this. This is overblown. It's a bug affecting some PS4 purchases since March. So this valid period on license, Sony hasn't mentioned anything about new DRM policy. Support confirmed it's a bug, and nobody's actually lost access to anything. Restoring its license resets the timer. Now, what you can do is that there's like this drop down that says restore license, and if you hit restore license, it basically downloads a new token. But I am still in the mindset that I'm nervous about the idea of this even existing. I just don't like...
Dude, you live in America. You live in the United States. You are not going to go without internet, bro.
Like the idea that a game I bought,
and if the internet goes down for over a month, we have bigger fucking problems to worry about than gaming. Like, I think, yeah, at that point, we'd probably have bigger fish to fry, if you know what I'm saying.
My love could be essentially nulled. And I'm very afraid of that, because what happens if we have another big PlayStation outage? Obviously, just a couple weeks ago, it's been 20 years since the famous PlayStation outage we had back in 2000. What was it? It was 2006, right? There was like...
Nope. It was like 2010, I think.
Literally there was an entire month where every PlayStation 3 on the planet did not have internet connection because somebody broke into the Sony servers and stole all the credit card information. They shut down all Sony servers for an entire month. And I don't like the idea that in this timeline, what if that similarly happens with the PlayStation 5? PS5 did go down for like a whole week last year. So my thought is, okay, what happens if everybody's system just gets digitally bricked?
Yeah, I was stuck on PS3 back then. I didn't have my 360 yet.
Now, over on the Gaming Leaks and Rumors subreddit, they're sort of saying that they simply can't believe this is real. Look at that. Please be fake. Please be fake. Please be fake. It's likely fake. People have seen this reported for weeks. Then the timer disappears from the UI. There's no evidence that it'll stop working when the timer runs out. PlayStation has a bunch of different license validation timers. People are just speculating this stops you from accessing the game and passing it off as fact. So this is the thing. People only need to wait months.
At least they gave you a sick game. Oh yeah, dude. Super Stardust HD and Infamous 1. They really dug deep. Both of those games were sub $20. So, you know, PlayStation really delivered some absolute bangers for the people affected by that hack. You know, made all the potential financial fraud more than worth it.
To see if it's true some users don't have internet connection, will lose access to those newly purchased games. So that's my thing, is that I don't like the idea of sort of betting on the idea of hopefully my games keep giving me access. I just don't like the idea that if I have bad internet or say I'm moving or something like that, I don't like the idea of, sorry, there's not internet at my office yet. Sorry, your system.
If you're moving, dude, it doesn't. In what fucking world is it gonna take you a month to connect a console to the internet if you're moving? Bro, what the fuck?
System doesn't work. Now, this was a huge chunk of the backlash with the Xbox One. Undoubtedly.
No, it was not. No. The Xbox One backlash came from the fact that you had to validate physical games. You had to validate physical games on a 24-hour period. So you had 1 day in between validation. So if you lost power for 2 days, you would not be able to play your physical games. That is very fucking different than what's happening here.
The number one reason the Xbox One absolutely failed at launch is that when they came out, PlayStation 4 said, hey, here's our great console. It works right out of the box. You plug in your PlayStation 4, it boots up, it plays, every game just installs or plays directly off the disc. And Xbox One claimed, oh, you gotta have a camera aimed at your balls, you gotta be connected to the internet, you gotta have this constant cloud thing. All of our games are cloud-based. I even actually saw somebody even posted the classic. Everyone's posting the you'll own nothing and like it. You'll own nothing and like it. But look at this one. The classic, isn't it delightful that they made fun of DRM back in the day and now they're the ones doing it? It is weird that literally the reason PlayStation is as big as it was is because of how badly handled the always online Xbox was, and now they're doing an always online PlayStation 5. Didn't Sony make fun of Microsoft for attempting this? Despite having plans themselves, people forget that Sony actually introduced the online idea of online passes all the way back in the PlayStation 3 generation, and then when they realized that it wasn't really good for marketing, they backtracked it and acted like, oh, we've always been against this. So I am in the spot where I do not want this to be true, and I hope this does turn out to be misinformation to some degree. But looking at the code itself, clearly it exists currently. Clearly this exists currently, so I guess it's just a matter of time to say, are they about to activate this time bomb? Is every PlayStation 5 waiting to die? Hopefully not. All right, these are some off-the-cuff, uncaffeinated Dreamcast guy impressions. I'm going to go eat a giant blueberry bagel. Have a very good weekend, and hopefully you've got some internet. Thanks for watching. Give this video a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and please keep dreaming. Thanks so much for watching that video.
Sorry,
if you want to see something
please
else, you can always click
keep
this link to
dreaming.
see what I put up last, or
Yeah, basically this is just a nothing. So it sounds like it's not even legit based off of what he was reading. Perfect fuel for stop killing games. Oh my god. We can do it again. Reddit. We can stop killing games. Oh my god. Reddit moment.